This is Boyd the Broker. You know, I suffered a major stroke in 2021. Now I've become an example of what can be accomplished: dedication, family, and above all, hope. I'm willing to discuss anything so that others will find inspiration to recover as well as I have. Boyd the Broker podcast, we're back. We got Carlos. And the note I got is that Carlos is London's dad. We had London on earlier. You know, I knew who your daughter was. I've seen her on Instagram. She loves the camera.
Amazing.
Coming from a guy that loves the camera, I just enjoyed watching. She does some silly stuff and some posts for the Jimmy Miller Foundation. It was really cool. She's quite a personality, and they had some fun. Kiani and your daughter London, and then your other daughter. You've been telling me, holy cow, she's like she's a famous surfer, right?
I don't know about famous. I think we're from the South Bay. My wife was born in Torrance, and I think what we found is trying to find time with our family and do things and engage with them at a young age was something that's really important to us. So that's what we started doing. We started skateboarding as a family initially, and then we started surfing as a family. And now we've done it so much that we've grown like a nice community here in South Bay, who very much enjoy the same thing. So yeah, all of our kids, our oldest guy is 18. He surfed, he skates. Initially, he's lifeguarded down at Huntington. He's also a pilot over at Sling Pilot Academy in Torrance. So he's working on that. And then our girls, and we got a little guy named Ocean. He's 5 years old, also surfing and skating.
Wow, that is awesome. You know, I never, so the ocean, I have a connection with the ocean. I never did the skating. Did you grow up skating?
So that's really where I came in. So I grew up skateboarding, right? Single mom, easy way to have some entertainment and just to kind of something to do. And so I grew up on the streets of the South Bay with some friends when we were young, and that's what we always did was skate. Controversially, on the other side of the coin, my wife, very gifted athlete, big into soccer, but she also loved surfing. So when she was 14, she started surfing out here, and eventually that would be the path of how our family would really embrace those values.
Well, you keep bringing up family, and that's you're right. That's the number one thing. And if you can get an activity like that where you guys can hang out together, that's everything, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you exactly what you already know. But for other parents that maybe they're struggling to try and get their kids off of an iPad or out of certain situations, maybe the therapy of the ocean or the therapy of families doing things together, whether it's skateboarding or surfing or some other sport or some other activity, means something, right?
Yeah, man. You know, I think the reality, Boyd, is we get our kids for this much time, right? We get this much time to shape their hearts and their minds. And I think there's some time, especially in this rat race we're trying to live in with trying to even survive in Southern California and afford properties or just living here. I think it's easy to get distracted and to maybe at some point let your kids kind of go about it alone. Like when they're around junior high or so, they're like, all right, you can figure it out. But the truth of the matter is like if we have this, with little time to shape their hearts and minds, and we should be really leading them. We should be guiding their hearts to who they fundamentally end up being. That's what I think you saw out of London, right? You see London as someone who's confident because she's had her mom that's always been alongside her, and she's invested into her to build up her confidence, to be able to speak well and to be able to really have something to say.
I agree. Carlos, it's a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure to meet you. And, we want to be role models as parents, but sometimes we are busy with life. Yeah. And the more time that we can figure out how to spend with our families, the better it is. And you are the poster child for that. So it's a pleasure. I can't wait to have the rest of your family on here and share some stories and see their personalities, which is the fun part as a parent, right? Our kids have these personalities that have some of us, and some of the rest of their personality are things that they're learning, which is fun for us to watch. So Thank you, Carlos. Very cool.
Hey, thanks for having. I think it's really important what you're doing out here. I mean, South Bay community, it's such a strong community. I don't think we really get enough chance to really talk about this small pocket of Los Angeles. I think a lot of people look at Los Angeles and they think, oh, you're from there. But we live in one of the most beautiful parts of the United States. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you spending some time with us and appreciate you being out here.
Very cool. Thanks, Carlos.
All right.
I'm Boyd the Broker. I appreciate you tuning into my podcast. I live in the real world. Where do you live?